In problem 27, we're asked to do two things. We want to write an equation for the line shown in the graph, and we also want to write an equation for the line that has the same x-intercept but is perpendicular to the given line. Well, let's start with part A. I'm going to use slope-intercept form to create an equation for this line. I can see pretty clearly from the graph that the y-intercept is at 2. And the slope, if I find another point, another nice sort of lattice point with integer coordinates, I can see that 3, 3 seems to be a point on the graph here, as well as 6, 4. And so I can sort of visually, but I could also use the slope formula for this. I can see that the slope has a run of 3 and a rise of 1. So the slope is 1/3. So my equation is y equals 1/3 x plus 2. Now to think about part B, I need to focus on this keyword perpendicular. And you might recall that lines that are perpendicular have slopes that are opposite reciprocals. So knowing that the slope of the given line is 1/3, I know that the slope of the line perpendicular to that is going to be -3. And we can actually see that with a sketch on the graph. I want this new line for part B to have the same x-intercept as the given line. And so I can create a sketch if I start from that x-intercept and move left and right with a slope of -3. So if I go to the left, I go up 3. If I go to the right, I go down 3. I can see that that line, yeah, it'll form a right angle with the given line, which is exactly what I want. You know, that's what it means to be perpendicular. So this slope of -3 is the right one. To put together my line, the only other thing I need is the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is somewhere down here. I can kind of tell that it should be negative. To figure out exactly what it is, let's use some algebra. I know the slope should be -3, and I know that -6, 0, that x-intercept is going to be a point on the line. So if I plug those in, I get 0 equals -3 times -6 plus b. So 0 equals 18 plus b, which means that the y-intercept has to be -18. And so my answer for part B should be y equals -3 times x minus 18. Well, I encourage you to grab a graphing calculator or go to an online tool like Desmos and compare the graphs of these two lines, y equals 1/3 x plus 2 and y equals -3x minus 18. And you should see that they are perpendicular and they have a common x-intercept.